So this off-season program it's been good. It's been tough. I'd say it's even been tougher than last year. So just trying to kind of bring in our culture that we've started to create, adding the new guys, and just building that up from just from scratch now again, and then just building it up to where we want it to be.
Has Brendan been shooting like that all the time? Because he was shooting the lights out.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we haven't really seen it yet. He's getting back to practicing. But I mean, when he shoots by himself, I think I shot him one time, and he missed like 3 shots out of like 50. So I mean, he's an elite shooter, and he's gonna show that this year.
Are there just a few guys you feel like in the off season just had like really good off seasons?
Yeah, I think I've seen everybody, progressing. Trevin, he's come a long way. Tate, he's kind of came and showed out. He's progressed for a freshman. Came and been really good. So, and then Bennett's been Bennett. So we've just had a lot of guys who came in, but I feel like overall it's been a really good offseason.
You talked about the culture you guys are establishing here. Is it feeling similar to the culture you established at Drake last year, just with so many holdovers, guys who were part of that culture last season?
Yeah, for sure. We brought 6 guys that played at Drake to here, and then you're just acclimating everybody who's new to that. And the guys who weren't with us last year have done an amazing job of acclimating to what we do here and really bought into our culture. So it's been great.
How much do you see a difference in maybe I don't know about the difference between an NBC school versus a Big Ten school, but the speed or intensity or anything between a practice from what you've seen this summer compared to what you saw last year?
I don't really know, because I feel like this year I know what I'm doing a little bit more, so it's felt a little slower pace to me, because I know what I'm doing. I'm not learning as much, but I'm still learning. So I don't really know. I think we'll be able to figure that out, once we start playing games and seeing. But I mean, we played against Power 4 schools last year, and I mean, it didn't feel too different. They got bigger guys, more athletic, but just the way we play, I think, will help us with playing against those teams.
Your rebounding numbers per 40, and just from what people have said, that you're a really gifted rebounder. Mm-hmm. What goes in, from your perspective, to being a good rebounder?
I'd say really just effort. I feel like anybody can be a good rebounder. I just think you have to have the effort, and then there's some things that are naturally given. Being able to see where the ball's gonna come off the rim, and then just also like with Coach Shaw, he goes through like all the different places. Like if it's shot from one spot, where it's gonna go. So kind of just knowing where the ball is gonna go, and then just also being able to see it, and then just effort.
Are there challenges for you? And I mean, this is your 3rd school in 3 years. Is it tough to kind of restart every year in a new place, or adjust to a new city, even things like that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 3 schools in 3 years, I don't really advise it. I mean, even on the academic side, I've lost a lot of credits. Luckily in high school I got ahead, so I'm still going to be able to graduate with the degree that I want. So it's moving to a different city every year, you don't really feel like you have continuity. And so it's been nice this year, moving with the same coach, being in the same system, having guys that have been with you. It feels like there's some continuity, really just moving locations, but it's still the same, people.
What's the degree you want?
Finance.
Yeah.
Do you even unpack your boxes at this point? Like three schools in 3 years, how much stuff do you keep in boxes, or how much do you kind of?
Man, I have moving boxes, so I kind of just pack those up. But I'm not doing it again. I can't move, so I'm gonna put those in the closet, and I'm not gonna touch them for a couple of years.
What stands out about just Big Ten competition? Is it size, physicality, or what do you kind of know about Big Ten rated basketball?
I just know it's a really good conference. There's a lot of good teams. You get a lot of teams in the tournament every year, and they'll be bigger, stronger, athletic guys. So you gotta work even harder and figure out how you're gonna be able to play against that.
Here and play, it was a little bit of an adjustment, but I've really enjoyed it because I've seen my dad as a coach my whole life, and it's been fun.
Is he an intense dad, like he's an intense coach, or is that just his coaching personality?
No, he's kind of a sweetheart once you get home. But if you get him on the court, he's definitely intense for sure.
Was that an adjustment for you?
To see him like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always kind of coached me like that, and so I've gotten used to it, and I've seen him coach his players like that, so I knew it was coming.
Do you feel any pressure coming here, or is it just let's see what happens?
I mean, there's always pressure for sure. But I try not to think about it. I try to just live one day at a time, try to do my thing, try to keep my head down and work. So.
Your dad told me yesterday you're second on the team in plus minus.
Oh, really?
In practice, that's what he said.
I didn't know that.
I mean, what does it mean to come in here and work hard with these guys and work against older players like this?
No, it's awesome. I mean, I'm really blessed for this opportunity, and I'm excited to just go and show what I can do, and especially with these teammates too. They're incredible teammates, and I'm excited to go play with them.
How much have you learned?
A ton. Yeah, it's a lot different sitting there watching on the sidelines and actually playing. So I've learned a lot for sure.
Did you come in with a pre-built relationship with a lot of players? Like, did you get a chance to know a lot of these Drake guys who were with your dad last year?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, in practice last year, I hopped into a couple of drills, and he talked to them after practice to go eat with them, and I even went to March Madness with them. I flew on the plane with them, so it's really good.
Yeah. How much do you? I feel like when I see a picture, I see you. I'm like, you look just exactly like your dad. Have you seen pictures of him as a freshman in college? Do you guys look about the same?
Yeah, really, really similar. I think I got a little more hair than him, though, so that's a good thing.
A little taller too.
A little taller, yeah. He doesn't like to say that, yeah.
So were you ever thinking of going somewhere else? Was this always what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I wanted to play at Drake, and then when he moved here, I'm like, yeah, let's do that. It's a great opportunity, and it's been good.
Do you feel pressure being the son of the head coach?
Yeah, there's pressure, but you can't really think about it, and you just gotta come in every day and work hard and do what you gotta do.
You kind of embrace that pressure.
Kind of
too?
embrace it,
Kind of something to
yeah.
Push you?
Yeah, for sure. A little chip on your shoulder, for sure. Yeah.
Than we have been just like putting it together that you've been like impressed with?
Yeah, Trevin's basically my roommate. He's growing, learning a lot. I can see it. Like today, he played very, very well. And then Cooper Koch, he's shooting it well, figuring out the screens, just figuring out the system, and he's really starting to flow. And then of course Brendan, he gets back and just lights it up. So that's always nice.
How have you seen Trevin grow? Because obviously you guys coming in together, but like from when he first got on campus to now, how have you seen him get better?
Yeah, it's just a different sense of like a flow. You can see him more comfortable. He can really do just about anything. Like we learn something, and then next day he's got it, and then really translate to the game. You just see him do it, and it's nice.
How do you feel like your adjustment has been?
Yeah, it was definitely a different level of physicality and speed. But I feel like at this point I'm starting to get the hang of it, and starting to get in a little bit of flow and find my role, and just starting to settle in.
Thanks, Tate.
Yep.
My name is Owen. What's your name?
Tate.
Tate. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming. So tell me about just like the adjustment of speed and intensity and stuff. Even though you're just doing summer practices, like what it's like to be part of a Big Ten practice, Big Ten team.
Yeah, coming from high school, that was my thing. Is like we knew it was gonna be faster, stronger, and so try to hit the weight room strong, like hard, and put on some pounds, and then it's just kind of figuring out. It just goes day by day, trying to stack days, and every day I'm trying to get better at just matching the speed, matching physicality, and just growing.
You went to high school in, was it Oklahoma?
Weatherford, Oklahoma, yes sir.
What was your town?
Weatherford.
What part of Oklahoma was that?
It's western Oklahoma. So I'm an hour west of OKC. So,
really? Is that getting out to barren territory out there, or what's it like out there?
There's not a whole lot, but
how close are you getting to like the Panhandle?
Panhandle, so like Panhandle's up here. I'm probably down here.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not anywhere near the Panhandle, but
oh, really? Okay.
I'm on the western side of the state.
Like getting to like Amarillo or something?
Yeah, I'm about 2.5 from Amarillo.
Really? Gotcha.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
What's play like in Oklahoma? I mean, is it similar style that you might see in high school in Iowa, or like is it intense over there?
I don't know about the Iowa style of play, but for me, I had a really stacked team. I
Really?
had a teammate who went to Oklahoma to play football. My twin brothers at Pittsburgh State playing basketball, and 2 other people went to Southwestern Oklahoma State, and that's my hometown, to play basketball. So I had lots of college athletes. We were really good. I had a really successful high school career, 2 runner-up, unfortunately. But I won my senior year, which was nice, and so yeah, it was good. It was fun.
3 championship game appearances.
Yeah.
Not too bad. It's good with a few future college athletes.
Yeah.
Tell me about like just getting used to Coach McCollum's style as a coach. I mean, what it's like for to play for him and be here with him.
Yeah, I kind of got a grasp on it, like kind of watching it last year and kind of figuring out. And then I come up here, it's just a different level of speed, intensity. You just got to learn things quicker. But I feel like my game translates very well, and I fit in his system very well. And so just day by day, I'm learning and just trying to grow into a system to a point where I feel really comfortable.
Had you been committed to Drake to play for him there?
I was committed to Drake for I think it was 9 months.
Oh,
so
really?
basically my whole senior year, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Is it, I don't know, was that hard to adjust to the fact of like, I'm thinking I'm going to MVC, playing in front of some good crowds, but not huge, but now you're like, man, I'm going to be playing in some like arenas.
Exactly. Yeah, I was settled on Drake. Like I was going to Drake, all my friends had Drake t-shirts, and then it's like a month before I leave, he takes the job, and it's like, wow, going to the Big Ten. And of course I was nothing but excited. Like, I mean, my dream was to play on the biggest stage. Like, this is exactly what I could have dreamed of. So I wasn't worried at all. It was mostly excitement.
Yeah. What kind of player are you? I mean, what kind of fans expect out of seeing you?
Yeah, I would say my versatility. I rely on the 3 ball. I'm a pretty good shooter. And recently, in the past 2 or 3 years, I've really grown my game to be a 3-level scorer. I've always been able to shoot the 3 in the mid-range, but I feel like I'm getting to the bucket really well, and I feel like I'm a great cutter off the ball. So, but ultimately, like, just try to do anything that helps the team win. Wherever I can find my way on the floor and help us win is what I want to do.
Anybody that you compare yourself to, or if you're like, oh, I kind of model myself after this person?
Growing up, I always watched Baylor Shireman from Creighton. I really liked him, but I would say I try to expand my game a little more than just the 3-ball. So, yeah.
Who's your team growing up? Were you an OU fan?
Yep, Oklahoma and then the Thunder.
Yeah.
And so that's the championship wins. Nice. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep. So.
What were you doing during the finals? Like Game 7, where were you?
I was at Bennett's apartment. So me and Bennett and Trevin are the basically only ones rooting for OKC. And so the rest of the team's rooting for the Pacers, and one of the managers, Matthew Boylan, I believe his uncle's assistant coach, and so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a big. I was against the crowd for sure.
Yeah.
So I was watching the game, kind of separated, so I wouldn't have to hear them yabber at me during the game, but it was good. We pulled out.
What's that like being, I mean, just having your NBA team? I assume you've been a fan of theirs since you were a little kid, I have to imagine.
Yeah.
So getting a chance to see them win their first title, it's got to be awesome.
It was awesome. I can't even describe it. It almost felt like I won the title. Like, it was big sigh of relief and a win, and I don't know. It was just, I don't know how to describe it. It was just an awesome feeling.
Do you remember? Would you have been around for their first run at the championship?
I
Back
was.
in 12 or whatever year that was.
Yeah, I was very little. I think I was around 7-ish.
Okay.
I remember it, but not a whole lot.
Were those your guys? I mean, were Durant, Harden? I assume those were your guys.
But growing up, I was a KD super fan, man. That was my guy.
To become the coach you are today?
Yeah, I think it's
different
I think it's given me a lot of different experiences to see, kind of how a program operates, from, everything that goes on behind the scenes, with, I started out as a student assistant coach at William Penn, and then I was a grad assistant, video coordinator, assistant coach. I've been a head coach. So wearing all those different type of hats, you kind of see everything that goes on within a program. And so, I think that kind of eliminates maybe blind spots that some people that have only worked, in one position maybe wouldn't see. So I really appreciate all the experiences that I've had, but that's really benefited me, I think, throughout the course of my career.
Now that you're kind of fully in Iowa City, a few months into it, I guess, what do you kind of take away knowing that it kind of came full circle, that you always said, like, I was born a Hawkeye, but now I'm actually a Hawkeye? I guess what you just kind of mean to you now that you're here and really coaching?
It's kind of different because I feel like I've moved from, a job to another job, and now to another job that it's still the job. And so sometimes you just immerse yourself in the job, and I haven't really completely reflected on that. There's some days where it kind of hits me a little bit, and so I'll tell you a story. A couple weeks ago, I was like working out, and I went down into Carver, and I was running the stairs in Carver, and it really it hit me like, you're running stairs in Carver Hawkeye Arena. This is where, as a kid growing up, this is where I want to play. I wasn't good enough to play here, but just kind of those type of moments make me really appreciate the opportunity to be here and to work here.
Do you have an early Hawkeye memory? Anything that stands out as like either the first game you went to or anything like that?
Just a lot of just watching games with my parents, honestly. Just growing up, basketball, football. Anytime the Hawkeyes were playing, we were tuned in. So that's, no specific memory, but, just that overall memory.
Who's your favorite Hawkeye?
Man, my favorite Hawkeye. There were a lot of different ones, I think, kind of around the age that I was, probably. I remember like B.J. Armstrong. I remember Dean Oliver. Like, there were those types. I saw Tim Dwight run at the state track meet when I was young, and he was probably, junior in high school, and I was like, oh wow, that's a dude. So he was one I always really enjoyed watching as well.
And you just turned 50.
What's that?
Tim just turned 50.
Well, I just turned 45, so I'm getting old too.
How can you run those stairs?
That was a one and done deal. I went back to the treadmill. It wasn't
brutal.
easy. Yeah, it was pretty tough. I thought, you know what, I'm going to go a full circuit all the way down, all the way around, up, down, up, down, up, down. And I got about halfway around. It literally took me like 30 minutes, and I was like, there's no AC in there. It gets hot. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to fight this one another day.
Through all the different jobs, was Iowa like in the light at the end of the tunnel, or were you just kind of thinking, I'm at this job, I'm going to think about this job, I'm not thinking about the future?
Yeah, when I was first in the coaching profession, I was kind of told, hey, make the big time where you're at. So like, I tried to just immerse myself in the job that I was in. Throughout the course of my career, like people would ask, like, what's your end goal? And I don't know that I really had an end goal. I wanted to have an opportunity to be a head coach, and I got to do that at the junior college level. But as you kind of move through, those different spots, those different jobs, I hoped that at some point I was going to get the opportunity to coach basketball at the highest level of Division I, and I never would have dreamed that it would have worked out to be at Iowa. So, I'm just really fortunate for the opportunity here, and I'm excited about it.
Can you give us an insight on how Coach McCollum first kind of hired you? Was it at Drake or was it before that?
It was at Drake.
Okay.
Yep. He and I had some contact the last couple years. Just about random things. I sat next to him at a couple recruiting events, and we just had conversation. I was a head coach at Indian Hills, and my phone rang, and he just said, hey, do you have any interest to get back to Division I level? And I wasn't really thinking about, going to Indian Hills and being there, 10 months and then leaving. That wasn't really in my plan. But I knew in my head there was a couple jobs like here in the state that I would leave for. And so, the opportunity to work for him and then be at Drake, like those were two things that, as my family and I talked about it, my wife and I talked about it and evaluated the situation, it was something I felt like we had to do.
Are you the most starstruck guy on staff when it comes to like looking around and seeing Carver and being here? I mean, Coach Ben too obviously grew up a Hawkeye fan, so it's like, do you both kind of look around like, hey, we're Iowa coaches now?
Yeah, I think him and I know Iowa basketball from just being little guys growing up. I know in his press conference he talked about how he went to camp here, and I have memories of being at camp here too. So just from those experiences and the length of time that I've been associated or been around, been a Hawkeye fan, I think him and I probably both have that, definitely. Yeah.